G'day league lovers, it's Dave Thumpy Chapman here, reporting for duty. Just wanted to talk a little bit about the Illawarra Steelers and the comp in general this year, and I'm hoping to do it in this format all year if I can, if I don't look like too much of a goose in front of my family. I'm at the office at the moment and no one else is here, so easy at the moment. But our new sponsor, Illawarra Coal, is on board, and we're hoping to have a good season. Now, the draft pick went for the Steelers as such. Number 1 was Kevin Locke. We just needed a fullback, bottom line. Number 2 was Chris Keating. We needed a 5'8". I think everyone was in that boat. And looking at the rosters these days, it's the same with halfback as well. So I think there's going to be a few problems in those areas as usual. Chris Keating was picked number 2 in 5'8". Then I picked Zeb Taylor. He had good average and good big strong fella who's going to go better under Wayne Bennett, as everyone does. There's going to be a few players at the Newcastle Knights who do a lot better under Wayne Bennett. Therefore, I also picked Matt Hilda and Danny Badiris in picks 4 and 5. I needed a hooker. Wasn't sure which one was going to take over. I just thought I'll pick Hilda first just because he's been pretty solid the last few years, getting lots of minutes, and Danny's not getting any younger. He is a favourite son of Newcastle. It's up in the... I can't imagine Bennett not playing him if he's playing well, but we'll see how we go. I'm assuming they're going to share the time this year. Then Reece Robinson, I needed a winger. He was pick number 6. Best available winger that I could see at the time. Michael Wayman, I'm assuming he's going to do better this year than last year. He had the injuries and all the rest of it. Needed a prop. Then I took Joel Reddy because I needed a centre. It's all about need, really, isn't it? Joel Reddy, he had some pretty good averages, although he didn't play that many, but we'll see how he goes at Tigers. I'm not sure. We'll see how he goes. Corey Patterson and Glenn Hall, I picked at number 9 and number 11. I'm assuming, I'm picking that the Cowboys are going to go a lot better this year. I'm very big on momentum, and the Cowboys really are the only sort of top 8 team from last year that are building momentum. The Storm and the Tigers, and even Manly, I think have already peaked, and they're going to fall away a little bit now. Maybe they won't, but that's how I sort of see things, and it's how I picked Manly to do well last year. So I'm running with the Cowboys this year. I think they'll do very well, so I wanted to get a few of their players in. In between them at pick number 10 was Anthony Quinn. Just needed a solid winger. He was the best available at the time. And then last up was 12 and 13. My picks was Dylan Kelly, the young fella from Manly, who's tipped to be the next Beaver Menzies in a way. He's very young. I don't know if he'll get a run this year, but future pick, as you do. And then number 13 was Matt Beto, the young halfback for the Titans. Now, like I said before, I only had the one halfback in Scotty Prince, and if he gets injured, I need another halfback, and I hope that they pick Beto over someone else in the team to fill in at a halfback, but I don't think they will, because we've got players like Capewell and Rankin both trying to get the 5'8" position, so if Princey falls out, maybe they'll just slot one of them into the halfback. We'll see how we go, because they've got a lot of backs that can fill in at fullback as well, so we'll see how we go. Now, our chances this year, let's face it, are slim. If we get to halfway through the pack, 7th or 8th, I think we'll be doing pretty well, considering that we came dead last year. That's what we're aiming for. If we do better than that, we'll be ecstatic. However, we do have the chance to do very well if our players are supposed to step up. Players like Princey and Hannett and Stagg and Takiri, if they step up because of the fact that they had a bad year last year, we might have a real good chance. There's a few players in our team that if everyone steps up, I think we can do really well. So we'll wait and see, and time will tell. And of course, injuries and all of that type of stuff comes into play, as everyone else has already said. Prediction for the whole FRL is very hard to pick. I look through the team lists, and everyone's got some really good players, and everyone's got some not so good players, and it's going to be very hard to see who wins and who goes badly this year. There are a few teams that you think are going to go well. The Knights and Tigers and Co surely should do well again, and there's other teams like maybe us, the Steelers, and the Bears and the Bulldogs, who are down the bottom last year, who maybe are going to struggle again just because there's a lot of players that we can't do anything about with our 2-year deals and rah-de-rah-de-rah. I have no prediction for who's going to win. I can't pick it. The one thing I did notice when looking at the teams was that the Reds have only used up 3.5 425 million of their salary cap when they've got 4.2 to play with. Very interesting, although their average is actually higher than ours. Their average is 12.53 and our average is 12.25, and they've used up a lot less money to get there. Now, you know, Michael Gordon has a lot to do with that because his average is 27 point something or other. And you know, James Maloney was in there as well. But they've got they've only got a few high-priced players, and the rest of them are all in sort of the hundreds. Just interesting to note. I just thought I'd chuck that in there. There's a lot of teams that haven't used up the full 4.2 million salary cap this year. Only about 3 or 4 have, which means that I think that there's going to be a lot more trading available this year. Last year it seemed to be hard to do because everyone was right on the salary cap. So even if you saw a trade that you wanted to make, you couldn't make it work financially because one of you would go over the salary cap. I think there's going to be a lot more trading happening this year, and that's going to be good. So, looking forward to a good year with the Steelers and with everyone on board, and hopefully I can do this sort of podcast type thing. If you will, it's not a podcast. Do it on the video and you know, maybe add a bit more to the comp. One more thing, I was going to do a bit of a character with Pilot Pete, but it didn't work. It's not going to work, is it? I don't think I'll do him. Anyway, I'll see you later, league lovers, and yeah, until then, enjoy your league.